Welcome to Be On It. This is our debrief about episode 4 and our relationship with food.
I think we should take the things that you like, the tried and true, and I will bring the things that I like that are tried and true and make a recipe book. That would be awesome. I want a grid format because I'm coming from the vantage point of I don't like cooking. I just feel like I'm like reading like these sentences, these paragraphs. Give it to me down and dirty, man.
Here's the
Let
ingredients. Here's the links to find
yes.
them. Here's the step one. For me, it's interesting to watch how people cook different ways. I like to gather all my things. I like to have everything pre-measured out. That's just me. That's not everybody because my husband cooks exactly opposite. And then he's scrambling to get everything and it's chaos. But he thrives on that. I
Mm-hmm.
don't. I like
Yeah.
everything pre-measured out and everything right there so that when, especially with baking and with
Oh,
cooking as well too, because I want everything pre-chopped and ready to go. So all I have to do is just put it in there because sometimes things involve like you got to stir constantly and if you're making multiple things, it's really hard to skip around when you're like trying to make a dinner come together in a timely manner.
yeah.
Matt does the meats because he's the expert on the meats and smoking and the meats and things like that. And I'll do the
Mm-hmm.
fish. And on occasion he'll do the fish too. We've like tried smoked salmon, that we've smoked our own salmon. We've got a really good healthy recipe for that we got off of Pinterest with lots of different fresh juices to marinate taco meat in. So that's been a really good recipe, and then like fresh avocado, that's something that we really enjoy. But just the fun little things that we've tweaked over the years, the kids wanting the zucchini bread with the peanut butter or Nutella at the time, whatever that they were using at the time, they'd make it as a sandwich and it got them to eat like, and you're getting your
Yeah.
zucchini, there's some healthy components in there, some fruit and things like that. So for me, food's very visual. I want it to be colorful and I want it to be good. So for people that don't enjoy cooking and you try to attempt cooking the first time, you're going to get overwhelmed if you're trying some recipe that, is too much. Like keep it
Yeah.
simple. Like pastas are
Keep
pretty
it simple.
simple. Salads can be pretty simple and like try not to do them at the same time. You can make a salad ahead of time and just not put the dressing in. So just knowing, how to set yourself up for success is important, I think, when you're learning how to cook.
Yeah, and tips and tricks, little hacks too are cool. I think
Yeah.
that would be really cool to put in little boxes, a little box of, for each recipe, little
Yeah.
tips and tricks, little hacks, or even like a little tip about food chemistry too. Like you're doing this and this before this because you want this to happen or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, sometimes I don't know the science behind it. I just know that you shouldn't mix certain things. It's like
Hmm.
it's going to cause, it's not going to,
This reaction,
yeah,
right?
baking
Yeah.
soda versus like if you don't add baking soda, you're not going to get it to rise, or there's a reason you need cream of tartar, or there's a reason, whether you fold versus whip. There's reasons why you do things
You know what?
that specific way.
You know what's funny? Because I was doing this recipe and I was talking about this recipe with Bomi, and I was like, oh yeah, it's asking for vermiculi.
I don't even know what that is.
Well, she quietly corrects me. She's like, vermicelli.
Oh, is that a cheese? That's a cheese, right? I don't even know. Is it a cheese?
It's a noodle.
Oh,
It's a
it's a
noodle.
noodle.
Oh, yeah. Have you heard of
It's a Vietnamese noodle, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
It can be
gotcha.
like rice. I
Yeah,
think it
rice
can be like
noodle.
rice or potato.
Yeah,
But I don't know why I've always, in my mind, it's always been vermiculi. And she's like, yeah, vermicelli, yeah.
but vermicelli makes it sound Italian.
I don't know why there's, to me, it looks like vermiculi, but I think most people pronounce it vermicelli for whatever reason. So,
I don't even know. How have I been saying it for vermicelli? I might have been saying it the same way as you. Not quite, not verticuli, but let's see, But I like a good vermicelli.
it's
My gosh, I
funny.
can't even find it. Vermicelli. I know I'm not spelling this right. Interesting. El Mexicano vermicelli pasta. So I guess
I guess
vermicelli
it's the
pasta. I always thought it was
Well,
just I thought it was a Vietnamese noodle.
well, it's Korean too.
It's
I think it may be just a certain kind, maybe the definition is a certain kind of noodle. I have like Korean people use potato it's weird to say it, vermicelli. I want to say vermiculi. Korean people use potato vermiculi for this
oh
certain dish that
interesting.
yeah. We need to go to a Korean restaurant is what we need to do at some point
Yes, and
so that
speaking
you
of
can
that, I found one for us to try, a fancy one in Portland. I was going to send it to you, but you don't have Instagram.
well, whatever you think is good. I
I
usually
don't
go
know.
to
You
just,
know better than me. I mean, I love
okay,
Ken
well,
Jong. I mean, like Ken
I
Jong
go
really is
to
my favorite.
I go to moms and pops. I just go to like,
I usually
just
do too,
local.
but this one looked so fun that I thought it'd be fun to try. But I don't know anything from, anything.
Yeah, I've seen I don't go to the fancy ones, because they end up being spendier too. I
Right.
just go to the moms and pops. Like it's
Okay.
just really, it's a little elevated from a hole in the
Oh,
wall.
I love holes in the walls. They're the best. They
Well,
are.
yes, we need to go to one so that you could just
Okay.
try a couple of things that you might have been wondering about or something you feel in the mood for. That'd be awesome.
I mean, the only thing I know is the box, the one with the egg and the
Oh,
little bit of kimchi and yeah, I love that. I haven't really had a lot of other things that I
oh,
can
okay.
think of.
There's so many other dishes.
I'm pretty open.
You'll, okay. I hope you might like it. They're just traditional dishes, so I've had them so often. It's just sometimes I crave it, so I'll go and get whatever at the
Oh,
restaurant.
listen to this. The vermicelli, she's right, is a long, thin, round pasta that originated in southern Italy and is made from durum wheat or semolina and eggs.
Hmm.
Interesting.
That's what I was thinking. Like it sounds Italian, right? And so maybe that's a definition of a certain type of noodle. Ours is a dry noodle,
Yeah, because
and
I've
so
seen them
maybe they just use
dry.
that
I've
across the
seen them,
board.
yeah, in liquid. So I just assumed it was I don't know why. I just had never had it. Like I've had thicker noodles. I've only had it at Vietnamese restaurants because I've never seen it used, but I haven't been to Italy either, but I've just never seen it used in Italian food here in the States. So it could just be they just
You're
don't use
right.
it as it's not as common.
Right, that's true. You're right. I haven't really seen it utilized too much in the Italian cooking that I've had too. So that's
Right.
interesting.
And we're probably getting the most Americanized version of how, if we travel more,
Right.
I know that in Italy it's more seafood based. And so
Mm.
we're going to get, a different experience. And so that's just me not being culturally diverse to other countries because I haven't traveled the world.
When I went to Mexico, every culture does their food differently. Like the
Hmm.
lady that it was a home cooked meal, their rice was good. That tomato rice was delicious. And
Oh,
then the
yeah.
way they made their chicken, they like sliced it so thin.
Yeah.
And it's easier to cook too.
Yeah.
Cooks faster.
It's very different because when I went to Mexico, it was definitely more rich as far as it wasn't Americanized at all. There's like little restaurants that they make tortillas fresh that day. The chicken is at the market and it's more kind of like shredded is what I noticed from what we had. And then
Mhm.
obviously avocados and things like that. But yeah, it was more rich than what our food is. Our food's more fried here in America and like tamales and things like that, but I've never been invited into a household where they've made it from scratch. That would be fun to try because people have talked about mole and things like that like the habaneros and doing them over the stove and using the gas stove to kind of blacken the habaneros. Yeah, so just all these, and most cultures, pass down these recipes to their families and teach their kids to cook these recipes.
When I was in NYC, they have this chain up there that's not that old. It's called Los Tacos Number One. Your son probably has heard of it. It's really, really popular.
Oh, probably. He and Kara, they love sharing nachos together, so they probably have been there.
Yeah, it's so funny because I was like, yeah, I'll take a jalapeno on the side. Well, guess what? The jalapeno was
Ooh,
just as big as the taco. And I think it was like green onions. And I was like, Okay, why is this almost as big as the taco? Come on now, guys. What do you expect here?
Oh my gosh, that would be fun. Yeah, like coming up with ideas, like simplifying it so that anybody can read it. Because
Exactly.
there's so many, like I know people have internet today, so they can look up recipes, but I know they have home ec in schools. I don't know for how long, it's like one of those dying arts that they might not teach them
They need
cooking and
to.
baking, but they need to. It's something that, you should, when you go off into the world, know how to do some of these things.
Exactly.
Basic necessities. And I think that had my kids not, they wouldn't have known how to boil water had they not been interested in cooking. So thank goodness they were offered that and that we encouraged it. But there's times where people just cook and they don't have their kids involved. They just put food on the table because they have to. But I think it doesn't matter what your budget is. You can cook from love and it'll taste amazing because people have core memories of being poor as poor can be and they still remember that bologna sandwich and they still remember. I mean, for me as a kid, we didn't have a lot of money. We had the garden stuff and we had that, and then there was top ramen. I can tell you lots of different ways on how to make top ramen, and I'm sure there's a lot of other kids our age that know how to make top ramen with Parmesan, top ramen, raw top ramen sandwich, adding some stuff in the middle, and like that was cheap, and that's what we had sometimes. Those are, I'm sure people can relate. We can have some fun recipes with top ramen because a lot of
We
kids
should.
for
And we
college,
should.
man, they have to eat top ramen.
No, seriously, I would love to do that. We should totally collaborate on that.
Colorful, tasty, and easy to make. We'll have to see if my mother-in-law will give me the recipe to her.
Why? Is it a secret?
I don't think so, but I've
Oh,
just never gotten it because I've never personally made zucchini bread. Isn't that crazy? The kids have always made it with my mother-in-law, and it's just one of those things where I don't know, I just didn't think about making.
well, like my mom makes this mandu. Like, hello, I need
Oh
to
my God,
get
I
the
would love to
recipe.
learn how to make that.
Okay, but like there's no recipe because
Ahead.
exactly.
So it's got to be written down if she's willing to
Exactly.
share it.
You can't pass it on unless you either teach it or you write it out for somebody. So
Right.
yeah, so that's another thing I would love to put in there too. That'd be awesome.
Oh my gosh, yeah, because I would love to try dumplings, like all these things that I've never made but would love to make. And I know that they have classes where you can make some of these things, but I don't have $150 per person to like they provide the ingredients and they teach me how to make it and I get to bring a few things home and eat it as well. That's a lot of money. So I need the recipe so I can make it at home.
Hello.
That I make and how you can, I mean, like it's a simple way to get, it's healthy. It's a simple way to make it your own. You can add whatever
Exactly.
fruit you want. I do
Exactly.
fruit. Trader Joe's is pretty inexpensive. You can do Dollar Tree. There's frozen stuff there. Like whatever tickles your fancy. I want something that we create for every budget. And it really does pay. You can grow a garden anywhere. And you can have your own little greenhouse in an apartment where you have it like if you have a balcony or if you have a little space where you can do some oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank on like mint and other like
Mm,
herbs and things. Like it's just
You know,
a seed. You can grow it. You can
yeah.
and water it and have some fresh. I love fresh herbs, like fresh. Right, I just made this morning. I make a really healthy tuna, and I had to get really creative with
hmm
how I was going to go dairy free for my health. How I was gonna like I love tuna and like plain tuna is
Yeah.
really dry. I don't want to eat plain tuna, but I'm not doing mayo. So I had to get creative and I found this recipe that you could do coconut milk, but I chose to do pure coconut yogurt because it's a little
Yeah.
thicker.
Yeah.
And so I already doctored it to my own taste.
Yeah.
And you do a little avocado oil, any kind of healthy oil you can do, but I did
hmm
avocado oil because that's what the recipe called for. And then fresh dill that I just take my food scissors and I trim it up.
Yeah.
and then a little bit of salt, and then you mix it in, and it's really good. It's good with veggies, it's good in my tuna, and it's dairy free and it's healthy and it's low calorie.
Hello. I love it.
And I put onions and celery, and I put cucumber in this time, like a Persian cucumber, because I love the
Yeah.
Persian cucumbers. They're not too
Yeah.
big and the flavor's really good.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then I've got fresh carrots to snack with, and cucumbers to snack with, and celery to snack with to dip it in. And it's a healthy, it's going to be my dinner at work, but it's healthy. And it took me meal prep time to make my chia and my tuna for 3 days in a row. It took me less than an hour and a half.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'm done. And
Well,
that's including making the little yogurt dress, like the yogurt dressing to put it it's in there.
like I feel like the recipe book could be like graduated, like cheap and easy,
Yeah.
easy, and then
Inexpensive but good. Yeah.
yeah, like if you want to elevate yourself, then like
I think people
all
can
the.
relate to that and they can afford that because how many young kids, and we were those young kids. I grew up and yeah, top ramen was a staple in our house. Like that's what, like if I didn't have food to eat, I could eat that, you
Well,
know.
and Kraft mac and cheese was a staple too for a lot of people too.
I didn't for most people, we didn't have Kraft mac and cheese. My dad
Oh, you
never
didn't?
bought that. He would buy noodles and we would get government cheese, but I wasn't big into mac and cheese as a kid. I just didn't have it often enough. So it wasn't something that I gravitated toward. If I was at a friend's house and they made it, I
Mm-hmm.
would try it, but I didn't love it. They usually add a hot dog to it, and I was just like, this isn't, I'm not a fan. It's just
Oh,
not my
really?
jam. It just
Mm-hmm.
wasn't, my kids loved it on the other hand. They loved a good turkey hot dog, and mac and cheese. They were all about it. I just it wasn't my jam, and it never, mac and cheese still isn't my
It's
favorite.
not your favorite.
I'll eat it every once in a while. I'll crave it, but it has to be
Done
really
well,
good.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it very specific. I like it with little kick.
Okay.
And there's a place that makes it with that my son loves. It's called Montage. There's a food cart. It used to be a
Oh,
restaurant.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
got
good.
the Louisiana Cajun kick to it that I like,
The
the spice that
seasoning.
I like.
That's the seasoning is key.
Yeah, so good.
We are all about community. Join our community by following and subscribing to Be On It through YouTube, Instagram, and of course your podcasting platform so we can continue to bring Be On It to you. Just so you know, this is for entertainment purposes only. We are speaking from our lived experiences and are not licensed therapists.